So, a while ago we were talking about stuff we listen to in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
I like to dive in on that. What kind of music you listen to when you go to the gym?
Fitness, music, motivation, right? Fitness, motivation. What music you listen to motivates you to keep you going?
I'm not gonna lie, I thought that was like the name of a playlist just now. I was like, damn, what the fuck?
No, there are playlists. You know, I know you more of a Spotify dude than me, or
I am.
a music subscription dude than me.
This is true.
I'm kind of old school. I like to just like download music and listen to it. But I do listen to Pandora. Pandora is my thing. I'm not really into Spotify. I'm kind of
Oh, you do Apple Music?
Apple Spot. You know, I do Apple Music, and then they started charging, and I was like, but I like free things, Apple. No, I already paid for Pandora, so why I'm not going to pay for two
I dig it.
music services. And the thing with Pandora is I've like taught Pandora what I pretty much like.
Oh, because
you know?
it takes your stuff into consideration.
And then you hit like and dislike, you hit like thumbs up and stuff. So if you never want to hear something again, you'd be like, don't ever play that again, Pandora.
Yeah.
You piece of shit. You know, whatever.
Right.
So I've cultivated Pandora for the past 13, 14 years. So it's like it's hard for me to give up because it knows so much about me. So I listen to Pandora.
It was your deepest secrets.
It knows all my deepest secrets.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, so on Friday nights you like to listen to Britney Spears.
It does know that.
Free Britney.
Right. It's like your playlist when you want to run around being naked in your apartment.
Right. It's like, oh, you're naked at home? We've got just the thing.
I know what you like.
Can't touch this.
You perverted bastard. Anyway, so I have two main types of music that I listen to.
Okay.
When I'm strength training, I love sort of like 90s rock. So think Rage Against the Machine,
Right.
3 Doors Down type stuff.
Right.
Stuff like that, you know.
Nirvana.
Nirvana.
That's 90s,
Yes. Yeah. System of a Down.
There you go.
Those kinds of things is like, and then I also listen to weird German rock. So think like Rammstein. You probably know who Rammstein is, but people know who Rammstein is. If you listen to the first Matrix,
Okay. Their soundtrack?
yeah, there's a Rammstein song on there. But it's like German rock. I love it because it makes me think of just like, I don't know, when I imagine Germans, I just think of like precision. You know, like people always compliment German engineering, you know, as being one of the best in terms of like precision, getting things right. So you think of like a BMW or a Mercedes. It's just like, that's that German engineering. And so when I listen to like German rock, it makes me think about like being precise as I like pull and push things for my strength training. So I listen to a lot of basically rock, and German rock might be part of that.
But that's for strength training.
That's for strength training.
Okay, and now
when I'm doing cardio,
this answer I know.
When I'm doing cardio, I like to listen to a subset of EDM, right? So EDM, for those who don't know, is electronic dance music. All the young people know what EDM is.
Of course, yeah.
Most older cats be like, Edie who? But
Right.
EDM, electronic dance music, but there's a subcategory or subsection of that called hardcore.
Okay.
Hardcore style. And it's like these like thumping beats, craziness, and it's absolutely dope. And what it makes me think of as I'm working out is that same like German engineering, like a German factory, like all that precision, but all the workers when they come in have to take like a hit of Coke first, and then go to work. It's like, so you come in, you clock in, okay, now get to the factory floor, and now you're like, whoa, bing, 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 bing. bang, bang, bang for like 8 hours. Like
8
you
hours.
never get tired.
Right.
And so that's what I want to like do as I'm like working on. Like I don't want to give up. I want to keep going. And
right.
So hardcore EDM is the thing that gets me.
Nah, it's all good. Listen,
people are gonna be like, this dude is absolutely out of his mind.
So fuck him.
Yeah, but that's what I like to listen to.
There's nothing wrong with that. Everyone has different musical things, and I think that one of the reasons I think that this is a cool topic is because everyone is different, and like some people listen to a gym playlist from start to finish when they walk in.
Right.
Some people don't listen to anything. They just listen to whatever's on the fucking surround sound when they walk in. But that's the truth, though.
Most
some
gyms
people
play horrible music, man.
I'm with you.
Disgusting.
I'm with you, but I'm saying that because you're saying people are gonna judge you based on your musical taste.
Yeah,
and
man,
I'm saying,
I don't really care about.
But who cares? Like I remember, you ever seen the movie Warrior with what's the dude who plays Venom? Hardy.
Tom Hardy.
You ever seen that? Yeah. Warrior. It's like a fighter. It's like a UFC type.
Yeah, movie. Yeah. Oh yeah.
When his brother goes back, it's it's one of my favorite movies. Yeah. When his older brother starts training again.
Right.
Dude is like, oh, we listen to Beethoven in this gym. Feel the Beethoven, and they're working out, listening to Beethoven.
Right.
And it's part of his theory of fighting and working out and fitness and health, and niggas is listening to Beethoven. So if you listen to EDM, who gives a fuck? That's the thing is, and that's part of why I wanted to speak to this, because I think it's interesting when you hear what other people listen to.
No doubt, no.
When they're at the gym, like I've been with you, and we're on elliptical side by side, and you've got your shit so loud, and I have my shit really low. And I'm like, what the fuck is he listening to?
He's a weird ass.
Or I'll just see you start going nuts on the elliptical, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna ask him about that later. He must be listening to some dope shit. And then I'll ask you later, and I'm like, yo, when you started going nuts, like 30 minutes in, what were you listening to? And you'd be like, all right, I'm gonna tell you, but you probably don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. And I remember one time I tried to guess. Like I was guessing all this rap shit. And you were like, I usually don't even listen to rap when I'm on the elliptical.
That's a whole different thing.
That's what I'm saying. So I think that's really interesting, and I think people will enjoy it and things like that. So now I'll answer the same thing. So, I switch up. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I'll listen to a specific gym playlist that I've curated.
Okay. The
entire time I'm at the gym, because it's like hours long. You know my style. I just dump shit into playlists, and I'm like, oh, my gym playlist is 20 hours. Oh, all right.
Yeah, right.
So I'll just rock out.
Right. I only need an hour from it. So
right. I'm only here for an hour or hour and a half, whatever. So whatever goes on, and I can always skip shit. Sometimes I do that.
Okay.
Other times, what I like to do, and I got this idea from someone else. Someone else was like, I only listen to dope albums when I'm in the gym. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter what genre, but I want an album that's so good I don't have to skip a track.
Gotcha.
And I may not go that extreme, but sometimes I'll just listen to an album. So it's like, for example, any album I enjoy, could be R&B, could be rock, could be hip hop, could be alternative.
Right. If
I really enjoy an album, sometimes for strength training, I just rock out with that album because I don't want to worry about shuffling and sometimes you're in the middle of a set and it's like I'm trying to get this, to me, heavy shit off of me, but I fucking hate the song that's playing now. Yeah. It's not fitting my current mood.
And you know it's a dope album, so you know dope stuff is following.
No, I'm saying when you're playing the playlist, sometimes that's the problem.
I'm saying
sometimes when you with the dope album, you're not even worried.
Right, you know, you're like, just constantly dope stuff happening.
I love this album. Right, I don't give a fuck about anything else. So you're cruising. So sometimes I'll do that one strength training.
Right.
Other times, I know this is probably gonna sound weird too, but I don't give a fuck. Sometimes I like to listen to R&B when I'm doing strength training. It's kind of the opposite. It's like so many people around me are like slamming weights and grunting and like being so aggressive that I'm like, stay calm, stay focused. I've got Mary J. Blige singing sad songs in my ear, or maybe some Sade. You know what I'm saying? Whatever's on my R&B playlist at the time. Sometimes during strength training, I'm like, these curls are hard as fuck. I want to stop. My shit is trembling. It's like, stay calm. Yeah.
No, that's
nice
what's up.
And easy. So it varies. Now, I will say this. Most of the time when I'm on the elliptical, I don't want to hear any slow anything.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing that interval training. I'm trying to go.
That's right.
And I know we don't do the high intensity shit, but even medium intensity, I'm doing 3 minutes on one setting, a minute on another setting, or even if I go old school and I'm doing 5 and 5,
you're killing the game.
I'm not trying to be slow and smooth right now.
The game is getting
this
killed.
This is not like I'm gonna make love to you time.
Right.
I don't want to hear Sade right now.
Right.
Love Sade.
Right.
Wow, it's not the time. On the elliptical, I need some fly shit.
So
I need some shit that's like, I want to get off this shit. There's sweat in my eye.
Right.
And I can't really wipe it because I'm trying to keep me going.
Right.
I need that shit that's like, okay, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I need that shit that's like,
the suspense has built up.
I'm saying it varies. I'm saying
So
it's just fast shit. I need fast paced shit.
Like, for example,
hip hop or alternative rock is my usual.
Okay.
So I have a playlist and I dump shit in there.
Like
but sometimes
what artists like? Okay, what hip hop artists like? Oh man, that's gonna give me.
Nah, it's a playlist. I usually put that gym playlist on. That's what I'm saying. It's not one playlist. It's a playlist I made.
Okay.
But I'm saying even that sometimes like there's one of my favorite albums is a Linkin Park album. Sometimes I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna just listen to Linkin Park today.
Just go in. Yeah, I
just gonna rock out to this Linkin Park. Like, all right,
I can see that.
I'm gonna do 30 minutes.
I can see that.
Give me Hybrid Theory.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? All right, you know what? Give me some other shit.
Right.
It's like, all right. With rap, I don't really do that because a lot of the best rap albums, in my opinion, are balanced.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of everything. I don't want a little bit of everything.
You want pure.
I want that
adrenaline.
shit that's hitting. Boom, boom,
adrenaline,
boom,
the
boom,
octane
boom.
constantly.
Yeah. Give me like 150, 180 BPMs.
We on the same.
Give me that type shit.
That's
so mostly when I'm on the elliptical, it's the total opposite.
Yeah, no, I like that.
I got no problem listening to a dope album or some smooth, slow shit to keep me calm and focused when I'm strength training.
Right.
But when I get on that elliptical or that treadmill, because sometimes I hit the treadmill or I go run outside, I need some fast paced shit.
That's what's up.
I need that shit that like when you hear it, you're ready to jump or bounce, move. I need that type of vibe.
Yeah, no doubt.
And then I could go in.
I see that because we were strength training a couple of days ago. I'm like, this guy has really good tempo. Like you pulling, you going nice and slow, you taking your time, you lifting, or you pulling or you pushing, I see that like, because so many people make that mistake of just like,
oh, I got you. Thank you.
And it's like, yo, calm down. You're not getting a response from your muscle like that.
Yeah.
But I see like your style when you're working out, even though you're struggling, which is also good because you're getting that response from the muscle, but you're still going nice and slow. You're not rushing the workout. So that makes the most sense because it's like, well, you've been listening to songs that are telling you, take your time.
Right.
Do it right.
Right. Mama used to say.
You know what I'm saying? You're like, oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, good tempo.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, we say all the time you got to enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I listen to things that's like, I don't want to be flying through this. I'm here for an hour or hour and a half, whatever. I want to enjoy my time.
Enjoy the workout.
So,
right.
give me some smooth shit. You know what I'm saying? Let me be smooth. And it helps me focus because like you said, sometimes it's like, this shit is heavy to me.
Right.
I want to get this shit done. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't want any more. But when I'm hearing that smooth music, I'm like, you know what? Okay, yeah, nice tempo.
Is it possible, because you're better at this than me, to play like a small sample of what we're talking about, like a small sample of what I'm saying, like a 3-second situation?
Yeah, it would be really short. Or what I could do is put a screenshot of the song itself. So maybe not, maybe I have to see, but we may not be able to put the actual music. But what we could do is put the song and the album cover. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then people can go check it themselves.
Yeah. Because also, I want to say, like, I know I said the whole thing with rock, but I also will listen to like old school hip hop. You know what I'm saying? When I'm strength training, I'll do the same. I'll be like, yo, this Wu-Tang is sounding mad dope.
Right.
This M.O.P. is sounding crazy. You know what I mean? So I'll just be like, yo. Yeah, I'm gonna just lift some weights to that too, just to switch it and change it. You know what I mean? So yeah.
I mean, music in general, which is why I thought this was a good topic, is because music is very mood based.
Right.
I remember years ago, a dude I'm cool with, he and I were speaking about music, and he was saying like he was having a bad day, and I was like, "You're having a bad day?" I was at his house for hours, playing video games, listening to music, and I was like, "You're having a bad day?" I would never would have guessed that. He was playing so much happy music, I never would have guessed that, and I was like, "But we were just listening to happy music for like 4 hours.
Right.
Nothing was like sad or slow or like he was listening to basically party music."
Yeah.
And he said, when he's sad, he listens to up-tempo music to help boost his spirits.
Get him up. Get you.
But I often don't do that.
Me neither.
I'm on some Sif shit.
I need the music to fit my
I'm like
mindset
I'm sad.
Right.
For example, if in that situation he said he was sad, so I'm like, when I'm sad, I told him, I listen to sad music.
Right.
I'm listening to the shit that somebody's like saying their grandmother passed away, or they're going through a tough time,
right,
or they just went through a fucked up breakup. When I'm sad or whatever, down, that's the shit I listen to because I want to go all the way into the mood and then say, I'm good now. I've reset.
Of course. I mean, because it's like anything else to me would be aggravating, right? If it's like if I'm ready to go to war because something happened and I have to go to war right now. The last thing I want to hear is "I love you." Like no, that's not the mood. I need something to match my spirit right now. I need something to feed my spirit musically. So, getting back to the gym. I'm like, yo, I'm going to try to lift more weight today than I've ever have before.
Right.
And so I need a mindset that's just like, you can overcome anything. You know what I'm saying? Put that DMX on. The last thing I need is, everything's gonna be all right. Yeah. Everything's not gonna be all right.
Sorry, Bob.
I need to smash something. Right?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, overcome something. So the music, it's like, if you think about even just in just like the way tribes were, you know what I'm saying? It's like the enemy is coming in on boats. We got to get ready for war. We drumming up something to get people going. It's not smooth jazz. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta find something. And if you do that, for me, it's like, now I'm aggravated because it feels like you're not matching me where I need to be.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why I think it's interesting because when he said that, I went back to a couple of my friends and was just curious. I'm like, yo, when you mad, what you listen to?
Right.
And some of them did say like, oh, I listen to like up-tempo music and feel-good music and party music. I said, wow, that's really interesting. And some other ones said what we're saying. And it was like, nah, I listen to shit that matches my mood.
Yeah.
So that's why I brought this up because it's really interesting and I thought it was worth sharing because we've spoke about this before, but not in depth in this way. So I thought it was interesting. And I also find it interesting what people listen to, period. Like, some people listen to their favorite musical genre. Some people listen to some totally left field shit.
Oh no, I know cats, especially when they're doing cardio. If they're doing 45 minutes or more, like basic quote unquote long cardio. Some cats can go to 90 minutes. We've both done it.
Yeah.
They'll listen to like podcasts or something.
I can't do
that. I can't do it either because I gotta keep going. But some people will just be like, oh yeah, I'm listening to an audio book on so and so, and they just do their cardio for an hour or 45 minutes, even 30 minutes. They just listen to an audio book for an hour.
No, you're
but
right.
It's like, if that's the thing that keeps you going, why not? I mean, you see some people, they set up, they got a big iPad and they're watching their favorite show and the airport, and they're just into that. Like, ooh, I can't believe Wendy Williams said that shit.
Right.
Whatever it is. It's like, okay.
No, you're right. You're right. I know someone who, at one of my old jobs, this dude used to come through every morning, and I would see him. I say, hey, good morning, and he would always take his headphones off first.
Yeah.
So one day I said, let me just ask him. I said, I'm just curious if you don't mind me asking, what do you like to listen to when you run? He said, that's when I learn. I said, when you learn? And he said, yeah, I listen to audiobooks every morning when I run, or sometimes if I don't get to catch the news, I'll put the news on and I'll listen to that while I run. He was running outside listening to either the news or an audiobook. I said, wow, that's really interesting. That doesn't mess up your focus. He said, no, it's a really good distraction, and it also teaches me stuff. And I said, wow, that's interesting. I never thought to do that. But yeah, I do know people who do the podcast thing. And I've definitely seen people like watching movies on iPads. They'll set it up on the machine.
Right.
Or whatever device, and they'll just be like jogging.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. I've thought of it, but I don't know. I'm scared my device will fall and break or some shit. Because
Listen, you can always listen to us while you're in the gym, podcasting. You know what I'm saying? Well, we're podcasting and you're listening to us. But if you feel like, hey, I just want to catch up on what Dre and Jay is doing.
Right.
I dig that too. You know.
Plug it in.
Yeah. You know, you might be chuckling and slip on the treadmill or something, so be careful.
Right. Assess your risk.
You know what I mean? Risk avoidance. Don't listen to silly people while you're on these machines.
Right.
Be smart.
Word.
So, we want to segue into another important topic in fitness. We hit on it from time to time throughout our podcast. And that is the topic of documenting or recording your workouts. Is it important? Is it irrelevant? Should you do it? Should you not do it? And what are some of the best ways to do it? You know, why should you do it? Or why not? So let's start with Jay. How do you feel about recording data, both strength training or stretching or cardio? Like, what do you feel like? How do you feel? Is it something like people should do, not do?
Yeah, I think it's really important. You know, I'll be honest, it's one of my few regrets. When I was bigger, I hated looking at myself and really didn't like the person I was visually. Mm-hmm. And I made a lot of changes really quick. And my change is very drastic. It happened in a year. And to go from 3, who knows, to 185 and a maybe 20%, 16% body fat ratio. Yeah. It's a big ass difference. I don't have much documentation from that time. I've got a few pictures of like what I felt were benchmarks of like, I burned this many calories today on the elliptical. Yeah. Or like we would work out and you'd be like, yo son, can I take a quick video? That's weird, but okay. Because I wasn't thinking at that time. I was just trying to focus on the goal. Right. And now I see like all these transformation pictures and that social media is like posting all this stuff and it's trending and people are like on all these media outlets. And honestly, I prefer not to be on any media outlets. Right. But
people got YouTube channels just on their transformation, period.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So I don't want to be on someone's YouTube channel or be on fucking Wendy Williams or whatever, but for my own purposes.
So you don't want to be on Wendy Williams.
For my own purposes, not even gonna respond to that. For my own purposes, and maybe to help inspire others, I wish I did have that year documented. Sure, I mean, that was in 2013 and 2014, but
maybe a little even before that, huh?
No, I found the post on Facebook when it was like signed up for Planet Fitness. Okay. It was February of 2013, and then my first like swole shirtless pic was March or May of 2014.
Because we started at the beginning of your journey, right? Like it was like, I'm like, son, do this, do that. You start hanging out.
Well, before that, which we said on an earlier episode, I just was like, I need to get my shit together. Right. And I was like, I can only afford Planet Fitness. It's like $10 a month.
And I was like, let me show you how to freak it.
Right. And but before that, you was like, hit the elliptical. And I was like, oh, what's that? And then I didn't even know that was the name. Right. I was just already doing the elliptical. He was like, yeah, do the elliptical. And I was like, oh, I kind of already been doing that for like 15 minutes. That's what I usually see people do. He's like, oh, do a half hour. And then so on and so on and so on and so on. But yeah. So that first, I found that picture on Facebook on an old account. It was February of 2013. that I signed up for Planet Fitness. And then, like I said, that first shirtless, excited, swole picture, it was like March or May of 2014.
Right.
And I feel like if I had that shit documented,
that would have been dope.
Oh man, we could have done so many things, especially now in the age of content. But that was years ago, and I was not thinking about social media or podcasting or documentation or, you know, what I want to inspire others. I was just trying to get the weight off. You know what I'm saying? Like I was in tunnel vision.
Let me ask you this, because I seem to remember, correct me if I'm wrong, we used to send like snaps of pictures of our like elliptical workout.
That's what I'm saying.
End, right? Didn't
well,
we do that? Because I know I have like years of those pictures on Facebook.
I don't have them. I would like take them and send them, but I didn't keep a lot of them. What I kept and what I posted was normally when I hit a benchmark. In my mind. So like there are pictures of like, hey, this shirt is fitting a little looser.
Yeah.
Or like, check out how my shirt is baggy that used to be tight.
Right.
But as far as like real documentation, like every gym session or every week or bi-weekly or monthly, I don't have anything that consistent. I have few and far between.
Got you.
So like back then we were doing 65 minutes of interval. Don't do that. We were doing 65 minutes of interval training 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Don't do that. And
if you're not ready for it,
it's too much.
If you're not ready for it,
no, it's too much it's because you're burning more than fat at that point. Remember, I did the studies. We looked it up, and
but my thing is, I don't want to stop you from what you're talking about. But my thing is like, with you, your personality, you went from like 15 minutes to 65 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where it's just like, no, don't do that. But if you build up to 65 minutes, and I don't mean in a day or two, I mean over like months and months, it's fine if you feel like that's something you want to do. Because I still do it when I want to.
But that's the key part. When I want to.
Right.
We were doing 65 minutes
every day. 5-7 days a week.
That's what I'm saying. Don't do.
Yeah. I mean, listen to your body. You know, which is another podcast. We could talk about that. But it's like, listen to your body. It's like, I would do that and I would get incredibly hard cramps in my calf muscles and be like,
all right,
I'm killing the game. You know? It's like, okay, that's dumb. You're not, you need to rest. But did I enjoy 65-minute, elliptical sessions? Sure. Do I still enjoy them today? Sure. Sometimes. Right. But yeah, so we were ODing.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. So not only if we were doing 65 minutes of straight, it's one conversation. But us doing 65 minutes of interval training, that is why I say don't do it, because studies have shown, there's a lot of data out that shows if you're doing interval training on a consistent basis, which we were 5, 6, 7 days a week, you should only be doing between 15 and 40 minutes, because after that you're doing more harm than good. The amount that you are breaking down in your body, it's doing more harm than good, because you're no longer burning fat, you're burning muscle, and you're slowing down your progress.
So I'm going to say it still depends. It depends on, so where we were at is like really high levels, getting higher and higher. You have to feel your body. I don't do those high levels anymore. I do like a very medium level. I don't try to get my heart rate to 185 beats per minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like on 120. I feel good. I can have a conversation. So that plays a huge part. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, you can go out for a walk for an hour and be like, oh, that was good. That was great.
Yeah, but a walk is not.
Hold on.
Oh, okay.
You can go on a treadmill for that. When you're doing elliptical, where we're varying things, what we were doing was going incredibly high, right?
Yep.
Not so low, incredibly high. So I don't do that anymore. I'm not saying do it, don't do it, feel your body. I don't do that anymore because it's like what you're saying, okay? I don't want to do anything that's counterintuitive to my strength training goals.
Right.
So a good medium level, getting my heart rate up, 120, 130 is enough for me. I don't need to be going off there ready, when I get off ready to collapse or something.
Right.
Which at some point we were just like,
absolutely.
We had weird goals of like, yo, I'm gonna try to burn 1,000 calories in an hour.
Try.
And we just did. You know what I mean? We were burning 1,000 calories in an hour, and yeah, it was fun. It was crazy, whatever, But it was like, okay, your body can't do both. It's like, what are you trying to grow muscle? Like, what are you trying to do?
Right.
But now, like, yeah, you get older, you get a little smarter. It's like I don't have to burn 1,000 calories. I'm fine with burning 700 calories in an hour. Like,
right.
That's absolutely acceptable, and I stay in a caloric deficit. But back to recording your data, because I kind of went off on a tangent there. I'm sorry about that.
No, that's all good. That's what podcasting is for. Yeah, I was taking, that's when I was taking pictures, when it was like, oh, I hit 1,000 calories for the first time. Click! I'm gonna post that on my Facebook. That's when it was, because back then I wasn't even like on Instagram or whatever. So
yeah, those
are the things I have. Those are the things that are still out there. But it would have been cool if bi-weekly I was taking pictures. If bi-weekly, especially back then, now I work out most of the time, 9 times out of 10, I work out alone.
Right.
Back then, it was a pack of us. It was 5, 6, 7 of us, all making jokes and supporting each other. We could have all had our camera out.
It's kind of golden eras.
Yeah, we could have all had our camera out, recording our sets, even the jokes. The jokes could have been posted now too. Like, oh, word. Well, maybe not all of them, but
yeah, not all of them.
Right, but it could have. My point is, the documentation is one of the things I didn't do enough of.
Yeah.
And it's something that I regret. Now, I do have pictures, like I said, like, I have pictures at certain points. Like, I have one picture, which I'm a bit of an asshole. I remember I was at my boy's video shoot, and there was this graffiti that said obese. And I was like, oh, I won't be obese in a minute. I've been losing weight. Yeah. And I have the picture.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, so I have a picture of me, and it says obese right behind me on like a graffiti on the wall.
I remember that.
So that I have, and like I said, so when stuff starts fitting loose, like, you have your shirts that's like, all right, this is my shirt that I like to wear now. But when that shirt becomes like super loose, or you got a shirt that's like, one day I'll be able to fit this, and that shit fits,
right.
It's like, oh, I'm taking a picture. So those are the ones I have.
Right.
And I do regret not documenting more, because especially now, when people are like, yo, you said you used to be big? I probably have 1 or 2 of the big pictures because I hated them and deleted them.
Yeah, and I get it. I remember that too, where people were just like, Dre, you should take a bunch of before pictures because they start seeing you change.
Right.
And you're like, I don't like this body.
I don't want to see before.
I'm not going to go in front of a mirror every day.
Yeah, I'm not going to do the Will Smith, get on the thing that rotates and show you me in my underwear at my biggest. No.
Yeah. No. And so I get it, because I was the same way. I was just like, I'm not doing this because I need eyes on me. I know how I look, don't like it, and I'm going to get to a place where I do, and that's that. So yeah, I feel you on that. Yeah, but I'll be honest, I regret it. I wish I did have more pictures of when I was bigger and more of the transition, because now it's like an extreme. Yeah. I mean, again, this was years ago, and my weight has fluctuated since then, but even when you say, hey, show me you at your biggest, I'll show you, and then it's like, okay, this is me here, and this is me at my smallest, and it's like, whoa, how the fuck that happened? Right. What did in the middle look like? Right. What did you do? And I don't really have anything to show you. I can only tell you. So now, I pretty much document all the time. I take screenshots of my app that shows my stuff when I get on the scale, and it shows me my body fat percentages and stuff like that. I take that probably once a month now, which I started that very recently, but I want to continue to do that. Every time I do cardio, whether it's running outside or on the elliptical, I take the
Fitbit stats
Yeah.
or the picture of the machine at Planet Fitness.
Gotcha.
And I try to take pictures more often. I think that pictures are very important because it helps you gauge yourself.
Yeah.
You know, it's nice to show people like, hey, look, man, I couldn't fit this shirt before, and now it's roomy. But when you're taking pictures bi-weekly or monthly or however you like to do it, you can see yourself like, oh, okay. Oh, look at that. That's like half an ab trying to come out right there. Oh, look, my chest has less fat. Oh, I can see my cheekbones. That, you know, you can observe more, and you also, in my opinion, you feel a little better. Because, you know, sometimes you step on the scale, and the scale will say the same thing. You say, man, but I've been grinding for 3 months, 6 months. How's the scale saying more? But maybe you gained muscle. Maybe you did drop in fat, but you gained muscle. Or maybe fat stayed the same, but muscle is starting to come in. You feel what I'm saying? So it may feel discouraging if you step on the scale. If you say, hey, I'm 200. I'm trying to get to 150. Just example. And you step on the scale and it's saying 200 after 3 months. And you say, man, I don't feel nice. I feel like if I'm just maintaining, maybe I should just eat better and say fuck the gym. But when you're taking those pictures and you see that 200 looks different now than it did 3 months ago, that's a little more inspiring. Maybe you don't feel like, hey, I'm the man, I'm the best I've ever been, but you see, oh, okay, let me look at today and let me look at months ago. Well, I see that months ago, my stomach was more round. I see that I had more of a protruding belly. That's the term. And today, I see my stomach is not only less round, but I see like a little mark right here coming in. Maybe that mark is an ab. All right. Or, like I said, oh, my double chin is kind of going away now. Man, maybe that weight is somewhere else right now. So I think those are the reasons that documentation is important. I don't step on the scale every day. I don't take pictures every day, but I'm not against that. If that's what works for you, if you feel like, hey, every day when I wake up, I'm going to step on the scale. Every day when I wake up, I'm going to take a picture pretty much naked in my underwear, whatever you like. And I'm going to try to take the same picture every day. Like somebody sent me something like that recently. A friend of mine, she sent me, it was like, I think it was a TikTok video or Instagram reel. They're pretty much the same thing. And it was this dude who, he took the same picture every day for, I think it was 12 weeks.
People do that.
And you see, well, he put them, so it looks like it's basically a video. And what's pretty dope is, this is my favorite part, is he has a calendar, like right here, for example. So you can see the days. He didn't need to say anything. And you can see he started here, and you can see things changing and sculpting as time passes. And I think that's cool. So I probably wouldn't do that, but if you feel like that's something cool and that's something that works for you, I think it's great. I think it's very beneficial for you. I think it can inspire others. And I think even if you start slacking and say like, I was doing great, but now I've been eating some ice cream that I shouldn't be eating, or I've been going out drinking every weekend, now you can see, man, I see changes happening because over here, I was doing way better than now. I can see things changing backwards.
I agree with that. Your last point is sometimes you can reach your goals by having this sort of like social accountability. Meaning, you put something out there in the social media atmosphere and say, okay, hey guys, I'm going to try to lose X amount of weight, and I'm going to record myself every day. And so now you don't feel like you're alone in this mission. You have to report to people every day. So it's kind of like a job, right? Where your job is like, we need you to do this within 3 months. So now you feel like you're sort of accountable to everyone and to yourself, and it keeps you on your goals. And so a lot of times, that's absolutely awesome. For me though, it's funny. A lot of my, in the beginning, like a lot of my fitness journey stuff started with cardio, right? And I recorded a lot of those sessions, man. Like if you go to Facebook, if anybody wants to go to Facebook and look me up under Dre Max, DREMAX, like, and you know, we are friends. You can look through my pictures and see, I mean, a plethora of
You can put a montage on your Instagram.
montage. I don't want to do that, but I'll figure it out.
I got you.
But anyway, it's like a plethora of like all these like elliptical pictures. And they're usually like a G around the G, like 999, 1,000, because that's where we were at the time. And I loved it, you know. And so what it did for me was really help me bring down my body fat.
Yep.
Incredibly rapidly.
Yep.
But I have that there, you know. And I remember people responding on Facebook being like, 1,100 calories? What the hell did you do?
Yeah,
it was
me
like,
too.
I was wilding out. I was having a great time.
Right.
Everything was great. You know, so, yeah, so I've been recording for a while. But what I like about right now, currently, I do like the Fitbits and Apple Watches and even apps, because for me, here's my thing. Recording data, as you said, you opened up by saying, hey, these are my regrets,
yep.
right? And those were the reasons for your regrets. But when you record your data, your fitness data, it's really great for you to see where you've been, where you're going, and are you on the right pace?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, you said your goal was to do, let's say, lose 20 pounds.
Right.
All right, so now you're recording. You got your scale and it's Bluetooth and you step on it, and every day or every other day or wherever, however long you want to step on it, you step on it, it records. So if you're doing that consistently, 3 months goes by, you look at the data on your phone, you can say to yourself, hey, wait a second, what's going on here?
Right.
Is am I reaching my goals or am I not? And it makes things way faster.
Yep.
And for me, that's the promise of technology. The promise of technology says, hey, you're going to be able to do things way better now because you have this technology.
Right.
You spent $1,000 on a phone, and because of that, you are going to live a easier, healthier life or a better life because we have apps and things like that to help you where before you had to do it yourself.
Right.
So you do that, and now it's like, okay, you go to the gym, all right, and let's say you do your cardio, right? Your fitness tracker is telling you, hey, you burn 700 calories, and no one is saying it's accurate. I'm saying it's an approximation,
right?
You know, but it's saying you burn 700 calories in X amount of minutes. You burn 800 calories in X amount of minutes. You've did blah blah blah, right. You know, or it's the fact that you even did it. You know, like, right. Hey. Most of these things have a calendar. You can get a bird's eye view of the calendar, and it says, oh, all right, you know, 2020 is gone. How many days of 2020 did you know, work out? You know, it's 365 days in a year. Well, you've only worked out for 50 of them. Well, you probably need to, you know, do a little bit better.
Amp that up.
Right, amp that up. You know, maybe to 100 days a year, maybe 150 days a year, maybe 300 days a year, whatever. But you get this bird's eye view and you have this data, and now you can make more data informed decisions. When I was coming up, in terms of strength training, real bodybuilders, and I still see some of the old school cats do it today, they got the notebook, right? Okay, bench press, 200. Last week, 250. That's a lot of time doing that, right? I don't do that, you know what I'm saying? Is it important? Sure, you should know your progress. Are you getting stronger? Right. Where were you? So, and you saw the other day, it's like, I get on the thing, any machine, and you're like, well, Dre, how much do you do on here? I have no idea, but let me go to my app.
Right.
Says here, I was doing 160 pounds.
Right.
So let me do 160 pounds.
Right.
I do the 160, I think I can do more. Do 170, do 180. The next time I do that exercise, it records my last time I did it and lets me know, hey, the last time you did this, you did 180 pounds for 10 to 12 reps or whatever it was.
Right.
It's like, oh man, that's great data.
Yep.
So now I can see my progress. I don't have to go to a notebook. Notebooks get lost, papers get torn. Now I have actual data that I have for myself, so I can make data-driven decisions.
Right.
I can share with other people and be like,
Yep.
hey, Jay, I'm doing this, or so-and-so, I'm doing that.
Right.
And let's say, I don't know, in the future, I get a fitness trainer, an actual coach, a fitness coach. And then, well, what have you been doing?
Here you go. Right.
Let me send it to you. This is what I've been doing.
Right.
So they can look at it, they can analyze it, be like, oh, okay. Even in terms of eating, right? I can, well, what's your diet like? Well, here you go. This is what I've been eating every day,
right.
pretty much,
Yep.
And so it gives you, you're in a better position because you should be making more data-driven decisions.
Right.
Now, one monkey don't stop the show. And by that, I mean, if I don't have my fitness tracker on, or if I forget to get on the scale or whatever, that's not going to stop me from working out, right? We've been working out before we've had all these great devices and stuff. So that shouldn't stop you from doing it, but that doesn't mean you need it. But I feel like it's a good advantage because it's tracking data, and making data-driven decisions are going to help you achieve your goals faster than kind of just a shot in the dark.
Yeah. Like I said, I agree, and the data-driven decisions are always good. They're very important to me, and I think it's very helpful. But like I said, I also think just for you, maybe you may not want to post it, and that's okay. But you can look back and say, I may not feel comfortable posting these pictures or posting these stats, but you can look back yourself and say, well, I know last week I didn't burn enough calories.
Right.
Or I know last week I was chilling with Dre way too much.
Right.
And I didn't hit the gym. Example, we've been getting it in. But I could say, well, I normally walk 20,000 steps. These last couple of days with Dre, I've walked 2,000 steps.
No doubt.
And now I know, okay, well, I didn't walk enough.
Right.
Maybe you don't want to post it, but like you said, you have that information.
Right.
And now you can make a decision.
Yeah. And it's funny you said that, because as we were working out and you were looking at your Fitbit, right? That's what you have.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, hey, we did this workout in terms of strength training. It went way longer than you normally would do.
Absolutely.
And so you're looking at your Fitbit and you're saying to yourself, because I'm asking, hey, do you want to do cardio? And you're looking at your Fitbit and you're going like, well, wait a minute. My Fitbit is telling me I burned about 1,000 calories in 2 hours working out with you, which is about right, strength training doesn't burn a ton of calories, but you're doing it for 2 hours. So you're going to,
it adds up.
It adds up. So if you're looking at it in terms of calories in, calories out, you can make a data-driven decision that says, well, maybe I don't want to do the cardio right now because I just burnt X amount of calories.
Right.
Tranquilo. Let me just take it easy right
Tranquilo.
now. You know what I mean? Let me take it easy.
Right.
Whereas before, go back 10, 12 years where it's like, well, we don't know. We just finished doing just finished strength training. Let's just
get this hour.
Let's just do cardio. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we didn't have the data.
Right.
And so now we have the data. We can say to ourselves, hey, well, wait a minute. What's the goal here calorie-wise? We know what our strength training goal is.
Right.
But what's the goal calorie-wise? Well, if we hit that goal, especially if we're already like intermittent fasting or dieting, whatever you want to call it,
right?
You need to say to yourself, hey, I don't want to burn too many calories because I have a whole day that I need to do here.
Right. I still got to operate.
And I still got to I got to operate. I need to go back home. I need to recover for a minute.
Right.
So let me not burn off all these calories, especially the way we were doing it, where we were like on empty stomach, strength training, or for me, it's more like very low calories. You know, I wasn't
Well, the
on
one
zero.
day I ate,
Yeah,
I had a low calorie situation.
yeah. So it's like, all right, well, but that data now is informing the decisions. Where before it's like, well, how do I feel?
Right.
You know, how do you feel is good, but how do I feel with data is going to be an even better decision.
Information is always helpful.
Right.
Knowledge is power
Knowledge reigns supreme.
over everyone.
Blah, that's the it, son. You just killed it.
And let's roll out, roll out, roll out, roll out, let's roll out.